Oh, that was awesome.
I know one thing. If Poppy was driving, we would have never made it to Field of Dreams.
Hey, that's why we're here, man.
That's a guarantee. The Hall of Famer, the great Johnny Bench is here. Johnny, I'm glad we could pick you up and find our way here.
Thank
How
you,
are
guys.
you?
All right, got my Terrence Mann spinners on. I'm ready to go. That was so much fun. That was right. PT was doing that, you know, and he was total pain. But after a couple of additions to him and working with him, he's still got his stuff together. But you guys were outstanding. And driving that thing, you'd never driven a stick before, had you?
It was an adventure, Johnny. You know, PT Navarro, who put that piece together, Aaron Hoskins, so many great talents. They asked me, have you ever driven a stick? I said, no. Well, I said, guess what? You're going to drive it anyway. So I only dropped the transmission on the ground 3 or 4 times. It was fine. Johnny got a concussion, but we're okay.
Yeah, but we're in Iowa.
How special is this to you? You've seen it and done it all in your baseball career.
Well, I've done it before, but not with this magnitude, I don't think. I think the fact that we had, first of all, Hall of Famers, we've got greatest players ever in positions, and we've got folks that are driving from everywhere to see it and build it, and they will come. This is such a magical moment. It's such a constant thing about baseball. And the fact that I was just over at the Cubs tent, I was over at the Reds tent and with the Commissioners tent, and these people are so enamored. And I got to meet Ray Kinsella. Oh,
wow.
I almost had a catch with him, too, because, you know, my dad was a catcher. He served in the war, never got the opportunity to fulfill his dream. And so the end of that movie was just tearjerker every time. I mean, you can imagine, Alex, I mean, you know, having a catch with your dad.
It's incredible. And, Johnny, you and I were talking with KB yesterday, and I've been such a huge fan of yours. You are the GOAT, and I was thrilled to be speaking to you. But you told me a story about almost a second father. In your 3rd year, you were 22 years old, kid from Oklahoma, and Sparky Anderson brought you aside in spring training and said, Johnny, what do you think about the hitters here, the fielders here, and the bunters there, and what did you feel, and what does Sparky mean to you?
It was the first time I ever felt like a professional, because I always thought management was up here and the player was down here, and all of a sudden, it was like this scarecrow. He thinks I have a brain, and it was just so exciting and so much fun. And we bonded, and he was a father figure. He was a mentor. He was one of the greatest manager ever, you know, because he went to the Reds, we won, and then he went to Detroit and won. Yeah. And he was just a tremendous individual.
Johnny, first of all, I want to thank you very much for the huge welcome that you guys, the veteran, Cooperstown, welcome me, man. That was amazing. I feel like a kid in the candy store, man. It was awesome. And I got my son here, David. You got your son here.
I do.
Talk to me about the connection.
Well, the fact is, we didn't know a whole lot about you. We were worried to death about what you were. I mean, you were, you know, here you are wearing all this glitz and stuff and everything else. You had more of this stuff on. I didn't even make that much money in my first 3 years playing baseball. And you come in, and you were a charm. I mean, you were absolute charm. And I captured him. At the end of the Baseball Hall of Fame dinner on Sunday night, I called my 12-year-old son, who somehow bought a chain with 34 on it. Yeah. Son, I thought I've taught you better than this. But it turned out he met him down at the bottom of the steps, and here David, and he takes his plaque and says, "You hold it," and Josh held it and took the picture, and it was a magical moment. I love you. Oh man, whatever that means, I don't know what the hell it means. What does it mean? Never mind. It's PG rated.
That'll be after the show on the online stream. Johnny's going to run that. Well, look, Johnny Bench has done it all. Obviously, one of the greatest players our game's ever seen. He's a TV veteran, you name it, baseball bunch, done World Series. He's done everything. But of course, one of the famous things, the photos, and we've seen Johnny do it. He able to hold 7 baseballs at once in his hands, which is insane. So we figured, Johnny, you've done that many times. It's been documented. Why don't we see how our stellar greats can do with how many baseballs they get in their hands? Okay, so 7 is a number.
Well, now it's down to 5.
Yeah, Alex just dropped a few of them.
Here, let me hold the bucket for you. Yeah. All right, let me give you. I'll fuel you right now.
Bobby recovering the baseballs.
Yeah. Bobby's in it. See, you can put
that's not holding. You got to hold it up.
No, you got to hold it like that.
Bobby.
Well, out the pine tar, okay?
All right, so Alex. All right, Poppy, you got 7.
That's it.
Well, you know, if I could still do this,
that's
you know,
not even 4.
I'd be making $20 million a year. I thought about making a comeback, but I pulled a muscle vacuuming the other day, and it really has set me back. I don't know what's going to happen and everything else. That's the idea. Yeah.
Into the court.
My hero. My
Johnny,
hero.
we had a lot of fun with you. Thanks for coming by and hanging
My
with us.
pleasure. Thanks for allowing me to be here, and thanks to all the baseball fans out there. Thanks for bringing everybody to Iowa.
Oh, so great. The Hall of Famer, 17-year Red, Johnny Bench. So